B12. Alright guys, I am at the KOA campground west of Asheville. Super nice guy, gave me 10% discount for a rustic cabin and then gave me 10 more percent discount on top of that for being prior military, and then gave me a wow, this is going to be a hill to climb in the morning. Then he gave me a he said it's a cabin with electricity and water for the price of the rustic cabin. So in all, 30 bucks. So super cool. So I'm headed down this extremely steep hill now, which is going to be an extremely steep hill up when I leave in the morning, but that's okay. To my cabin. I hope I'm going the right way. Figure out the GPS. Yeah, what it was there. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, there's a playground. What it was I was on a road that had two names. You know how they do that? Roads will converge and turn into one road for a while, and then they split back up. And what it kept telling me was continue for 150 yards until you are on 40. Continue 100 yards until you are on 112. Continue 100 yards. And it was just being a real confusing thing. So that's what happened. Yeah, super nice of the guy. He said he loved the cause, and he said the 10% military discount goes to every military, so that's awesome. So I got 20% off of a rustic cabin, and then he says the cabin I got's actually got water and power, which the water I'm not worried about, but the power is going to be real nice. Gave me no issues with Molly whatsoever. He said, "Are you alone?" I said, "Well, I got a service dog." He was like, "Oh, that's great." And then he gave me, I guess they have doggy treat bags for dogs. So he gave me a doggy treat bag. It has 2 poopy bags in it and a biscuit. Oh, I'm going back uphill. Nice. And right down there, where you can hear the traffic coming from, is the road I came in on, so I might be able to cut through the woods when I leave instead of going around this labyrinth. But in any case, I'm here. So far it's really pretty. Not too worried about all the extras that the park has, or the campground has, even though they do have Wi-Fi. Whew, this hill is a little tough. Just super happy. Nice short day. Nice walk. And I get here, there's a driveway to get in this place. It's like that steep. So I climb the driveway, and sitting at the top of the driveway is this lady, and immediately she starts bombarding me with questions about what I'm doing, where I'm going, how long I've walked. Come to find out, she's a blogger. Her and her husband have quit their jobs, sold all their stuff, bought an RV, and are traveling and blogging their experience. So she has all my information. She's going to write a blog and then send me copy of it and a link so that we can link our pages. And once all that happens, I'll be able to, everything I put on here, she'll share also. And she says she's got quite a few followers. So, that's going to be awesome. I think I misunderstood. In fact, I'm sure of it at this point. I don't think I got a cabin with power and water. I think I got an RV site with power and water, which is awesome. I'd much rather I've stayed in cabins in all the last places I've been at. But either way, it's still great. And in fact, now that I think back, he did say that he didn't have any cabins available. So, oh, it's bumpy. Hold on. So happy for you. Thank you. All right, flagger. Yeah, so her and her husband have been traveling. They said they've been here for a couple weeks. I'm looking for site number B12. That's site B8. Hey, there she is. Yeah, on B12. I guess it's just right there where that picnic table's at, I guess.
So you're gonna put up a tent?
Yeah, I got a tent hammock. If there's no trees, it doubles as a regular tent on the ground, so that'll be great.
Oh, cool.
Is that yours?
This is ours. Yeah.
It's a mobile castle.
It's a mobile castle.
That's awesome.
Do you see the cat in the window? Okay. Yeah. Are you just gonna stick around here tonight and stuff?
Oh yeah. I don't plan on going anywhere.
Well, yeah, it's kind of difficult.
So yeah, if y'all want to come conversate,
We might. I was just. Oh, hi. I was telling my husband about you.
Oh, okay.
This is Bryce. This is Joe.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Joe.
Yeah.
What an inspiring story.
Oh, thank you.
You told me. Wow.
Yeah, today makes 460 miles. Let me turn. So,
oh, look at that.
So I'm going live right now.
Oh, you are.
So this is Bryce and I'm sorry, Camille.
Yeah. No
These are the ones I was talking to you about just a second ago.
Awesome. We were talking about each other. That's so funny. I am incredibly inspired by him, and I will be writing about him on our blog. And I'm in awe, really, blown away. So.
Do you have a site or a?
I do. It's kind of being built. It's called More Than a Wheelin'.
More Than a Wheelin'.
Yeah, kind of like More Than a Feeling by Boston, but More Than a Wheelin'. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
We'll get a blog post up in a couple weeks.
Cool.
And link it to your site for sure.
That'd be great.
Yeah. I'm all about that. I'm very.
You smell that, Molly? Is that what it is?
Oh, Molly, chicken.
I got your food over here.
Look at her.
I'll feed you just a minute.
So cute. So, well, we don't want to hold you up. I know you're trying to.
Yeah, let me get off my
Yeah,
feet. I'll set up
no
my tent
problem.
and stuff, and then if y'all want to come by and talk or
Yeah.
whatever.
Very cool.
We've got a couple errands. We have to run out. I've got to get a prescription and all that, but we'll be back later on, so we can always visit and chat.
That's great. Yeah, any company is awesome.
Same with us, actually.
It gets lonely.
Yeah,
She can only hold so much of a conversation.
That's right. Yeah.
It mostly consists of "Daddy, I have to poop," or "Daddy, I'm hungry," or
Right.
hey, look, a squirrel."
That's right.
And
Yes.
that's about it.
I imagine though she's pretty agreeable. Not a lot of arguments.
No,
Yeah.
she's a good listener.
So cool.
She doesn't tell my secrets.
Awesome. Well, we'll catch up with you soon.
All right, great.
Cool.
Nice
Thanks.
to meet you.
You too. So there you go. All right, yeah, so we're going to get over here and get set up. Let's see, B12. B11. Stupid tree. B12. And no trees for the hammock. That's fine. I've actually been wanting to try the hammock tent on the ground because it's not as comfortable as you would assume that it would be otherwise. In fact, my power is over there, so I think I'll set up over there. Yes. Yes. This will be awesome. Yeah. This will be nice. This will be real nice. Real nice. Hi, Brooke. How you doing? Yep, I'm back. Yay. Let me see. Hi, honey. Love you. Wish you were here with me. See here. Hi, Joyce. How you doing? Yep, that's all the rest of those, I think. Yeah, but it's gonna be short-lived. I'm gonna have to say deuces because I gotta set up my tent and everything and get ready for relaxing. But you know, I might be able to set my hammock up between that tree and that post over there. But that post has my number on it. So it might be my post. But the power is way over here. See, this is why I should invest in an extension cord, I think. The only real reason I need the power is to charge my phone. It's already at 100%, and there's plenty of sun for the rest of the day, too. Yeah, I think I'm just going to set it up over there. I'll try it anyway. I'll see how sturdy that post is. Okay. You should live. You're doing your setup. I should go live while I'm doing the setup. Look for ants. Good one. I love you, honey. Thank you very much. I should look for ants. I asked the guy about how bad the fleas and ticks and stuff were up in here, and he said they're not that bad, but I should watch out for poison ivy and ants. He did say that, so I should look out for ants because I don't want tonight to suck. All right, so show of hearts and thumbs up. Should I stay live while I set up my tent? How did I know that was going to be the answer? All right, I'll stay live. Come on, girl. Well, that post isn't too far either. There's a post right here in this tree. That might be a little far. That's about the same distance. Be right back. This is shorter, but ants. This is longer, but no ants. I just don't know. I could set my tent up on the table. Let me see how long the table is. That could work. And I could drag the table over here by the power. My tent's very small. I'm going to bring this over here so you guys can see me. Experiment with my tent and see if it will fit on the table. Let me see if I can get this angled right. Okay, that's good enough. There's a bunch of little critters out here that actually look like ticks, but they have wings. They're flat too, like ticks are before they latch onto you. Aha! Did you see that? Yeah, boy. What? All right. Okay, so this is the entire tent. It's a hammock tent. I've shown it on here before, but it can also be set up as a regular tent. And let's see if this is conceivable for the table. Let's check this out. Got an idea. I've got an idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach one end to that end of that table. Oh, I know. Oh my gosh, he's got an idea. Watch out. Anyway, and then I'm going to pull the other end tight to the tree. So what that'll achieve is it'll make it long enough. My body will be supported by something firm, and my feet will be supported by the tension of the hammock. I'm going to give it a shot. I have to rearrange the table slightly. Booyah. I have to find my tarp because I don't want to rip holes. I literally have to reorganize every time I sleep somewhere, just so you know. For any of you have ever lived out of a car or a suitcase, you know what I'm talking about. So not once does my Freedom stroller look the same after I'm done packing it, because I'm constantly refining it. Not that each refinement is better than the last time, it's just always different. So I think I would be up to Freedom Cart like 5.5 at this point if I actually counted every one. Like, I no longer have 2 saddlebags, I only have 1. Just a lot of stuff like that. Found a bit of road treasure today. It may not be treasure to some, but it is to me. Fully functional bungee cord. Hi, how you doing? Pretty good. Okay, now I have to find my ratchet strap. Which means the excavation of my cart needs to come in. I have a 12-foot tether that I'll put Molly on once I'm done. It's easier to keep her out of my way if I... yes, those are the showers and bathrooms behind me. Alright. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything important. Dinner. Molly's dinner. ratchet strap. So I'm going to change the angle now. See the tree and me. Uh-oh. I've only used this every day. Come on. There we go. This end's a little loose. Come back over here. I think I might have been out of scene a little bit there. Let me see. Okay. I'd lower it if I could. I can't really get that angle Here, I got an idea. It's about as good as you get. It looks like it's at an angle a little bit, but once my body weight's in there, my feet will pull that end down like no problem. I've had to manipulate this thing many, many times. Where's all the comments? There they are. Yeah, see, it'll sit like that. So today was a good day because I came across this little junk store probably about 3 miles from here, and they had a full military sleeping bag system. It's got inner liners and outer liners and all that stuff. So I have a brand new, well, it's old as heck, but brand new to me, full man-sized military mummy bag, much nicer than the one I was using before, which was a replacement to the one that Mike gave me, which I really appreciated him letting me use it, and I wish that I had the money to send it back to him, and if he needs me to pay for it, I will, but I just couldn't. It was too small for me. So I was able to trade up for this one. Full military mummy bag. It's awesome. So that doesn't go in there yet. It was $60 at the store, but they took in my other sleeping bag as a trade. So my sleeping bag plus cash came out to 35 bucks. So I got that really good sleeping bag for 35 bucks. This is a self-inflating air mattress. It gets about that thick, but I always help it inflate because I like it a little bit softer. And there we are. That's it. So normally my head would be at this end, and that's because the door is slightly offset to this end, and that makes it easier to reach the other end. But since I wanted the door to face this way, and the orientation of the tree and the table and everything, that's going to be the only way it's going to be able to set up tonight. It doesn't mean it's hard for me to get to it. I'll still be able to get to it. So then the sleeping pillow, or the sleeping blanket, I mean. It's got the outer layer. Satin inner layer, which I'm super stoked about. And then finally, here's Molly's bed. She'll there's no pants right here, so she'll sleep right here under her daddy. The pillow. Full-size regular pillow. I wasn't going to skimp on that. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, wow, it looks really, really small. True, you can't sit up in it. But I don't need it for that. I need it to protect me from the elements while I'm asleep, and that's it. If he's walking, why is he in a hammock? Just got on here and don't get what's going on. I'm setting up, this is my campsite for the night. And I'm setting up my hammock / tent for the night. I'm not walking right this second. Okay, so yeah, so everybody that was watching wanted to see the setup. So that's the setup. I know it'd be better if it was like that, but I can't tilt the thing that far. And that's pretty much it. Let me show you what the cart looks like after everything has been taken away from it. Looks like a turkey carcass after you've stripped all the meat off of it, basically. So there's the setup. In this green bag right here is the rain fly that tonight is no need for, so I'm not going to use that. And then I've got my area light, my water, my food, my clothes, my solar panel, which I'll set up in the sun if I need to, but I do have power right there so I can charge my phone up overnight. The dog's bed. I've got my jacket right there and a towel for Molly for a blanket. Yep, there's Molly. I haven't put her on her, she's got a running, like a lead, I guess is what you call it, a cable, which I will hook her up to probably the picnic table, but I bet she's going to I'll hook her up to the bottom of that tree. And so I guess this is a good time to go through basically an inventory video. So I don't want to take everything out of here. you've seen all the clothes that I wear. I wear shorts just like these. I've got 2 pairs of these. I've got 2 white shirts just like this one. I've got 2 black shirts that say Veterans Lives Matter and have the info on the back. I've got rain jacket, extra pair of shoes, solar panel, food. This is my cooking kit. I have modified it. It used to have more stuff in it that I don't need anymore. So now it's got the propane tank, the little stove that screws to the top of the propane tank. I can't answer you right now, I'm sorry. Okay, spoon. Then the bowl is also down in there. There's actually 2 bowls, one for me, one for Molly if I need it. And then the whole thing is inside a pot that sits on top of all of this. I got the water, I got the food. I can't answer you right now, I'm sorry. Then over here, down here we have Molly's water bowl. Always has water in it for her, so while we're walking, it's a duct tape to the stroller. So while we're walking, she can get a drink anytime she wants. This is full of all kinds of junk. My deodorant right there, because I stink all the time from walking. On this side, I've got other toiletries. On the other side, I've got 3 extra battery backups for charging my phone in case it rains for a month straight and I don't get any kind of signal or any kind of sun to charge it. I've got my vest, which I wear on scary roads. My hot weather hat, sweat rag for wiping the face. And then in here, this is the way the brakes work on this thing. I've got this little Allen wrench, and what it does is when I pull the brake lever, you see that gap right there? So I stick the Allen wrench through the gap like that, and it holds the brakes pulled so it won't roll. The other brake is what the bowl and that water bottle is duct taped to down there, and it's very inconvenient, so I don't use it. Let's see, then there's the bucket, the fabled emergency toilet slash laundry machine slash things I want to keep dry. I got peanut butter and rope and newspaper clippings of me in there and bicycle pump. Yeah, this is a cool bicycle pump. It's real small, about a foot long, for keeping my tires inflated. Umbrella, baseball bat, 2 kinds of duct tape. I got Gorilla Tape, which is awesome, and then regular duct tape. That is my first aid kit, which I've already gone through. If you haven't seen it and you want to, you can go back and watch. I bought this chair when I was in Concord. Little 3-legged camp chair. It's all I need. I keep it on the side so it's super easy for me to pull out and just take a rest anywhere I want to. I found this sign on the side of the road. Giant reflector, so I keep it on the front. Then this is my toolbox, or trunk, and in here I keep extra business cards, bug repellent. I've got lots of different kinds of bug repellent. Bicycle chain, which I've never used. I'm probably going to get rid of it. It's just added weight at this point. The challenge coins that everybody in my extra shoe inserts. Here's her leash. I needed to get that out anyway. Extra batteries, extra lights. Knickknacks that people ask me to carry for them. In here are some letters that people have written me, and a picture of Jen's. If you remember Jen, she's the one that walked the 10 miles with me. Her brother's picture is in there. Got me some baby wipes. Some more challenge coins from the Navy SEALs and the CIA and the Navy helicopter team. In here, it's a waterproof OtterBox case that I keep some of my business cards in. Here's some more business cards. Got lots of business cards. Extra razors. pair of scissors, because everybody needs scissors. Extra inner tubes for my tires. Then the lid came off, but it goes back on easily. I'll explain the coins in just a second. Then I've got this, which is Sawyer water straw. So what you do is you screw this onto any water bottle. It hooks onto almost any water bottle. The instructions claim that it'll filter 99.9999% of all particulates and contaminants out of water. So the instructions actually claim that in a last resort you can urinate into a bottle, screw this onto the bottle, and then drink it and it'll come out pure clean water. I have not tested that, nor do I wish to. Plus, for right now, I'm around plenty of water. I haven't even had to use it for mountain spring water or anything like that yet. Baby wipes, yes, those are definitely a thing. A challenge coin, and then this, I use this. It came with the straw. You fill it with water, and after about 10,000 uses, you can take this and you flush it backwards through the straw, and it pushes all the nasty particles back out, and you can reuse it. So let me go back for a second to the challenge coins. Now, the true history of what a challenge coin is basically like its significance is basically like different commands, government entities such as the CIA, the Navy SEALs, stuff like that. Whoa, hold on, Molly. She found her bed and she's almost pulling us over here. They give these out like miniature awards, kind of like this is actually a coin. I know it looks like a toy helicopter, but it's a coin. I've never seen one this shape before. All of mine are round. But see, it's got the command on there, the Sea Knights, Chief, Senior Chief, Master Chief, emblems, and I guess that's their shield. But they give these out like as a, if you haven't, in the military, if you haven't done something that deserves a medal or an award, but they still want to give you something they want to give you something that in appreciation for something you've done or something you've said, they give these out. It's kind of like a formal thank you, almost like a greeting card, but from a command. So they gave me this one. This one I found on my table one morning when I came back to my camp. Somebody had brought me food and left this sitting there with a note. Thank you so much for what you're doing. To that matter. And this was sitting there. So I actually never got to meet those people. I got out of my tent and they were running off. So thank you to them for that one. So I keep it. And then this one, I was riding up the dismal swamp trail, and a bicyclist passed me about 3 times, and it's an 8-mile trail. So I think he was doing the full 8 miles back and forth. And this is basically a Navy SEAL. This is Navy Special Warfare Advanced Tactics Center, or Advanced Training Center. So somewhere around there was a Navy SEALs Advanced Training Center, and that's their command coin. So he gave me that one. And then this one, and I'm not kidding about this, I'm sworn to secrecy on who gave me this one, but this one is a Central Intelligence Agency coin. I'm not allowed to tell you guys who gave me this, but I got it early on, right before I started walking. So it's super cool. That's the CIA coin that I got. Then the other day I stopped at the fire department that was doing a barbecue, and they gave me this challenge coin. This one was in Fairview. I didn't get the one from Fletcher. They didn't. They said theirs didn't do them, but the Fletcher guys gave me a pair of pants. So this is the Fairview Fire Department challenge coin. and it's got the firefighter's prayer on the back, which my eyes are not good enough to read. So what the challenge coins are used for, or what we used them for in the military, is when we'd go out drinking. So we'd go out drinking, we'd get a table, and somebody at the table would say, all right, present your challenge coins. So everybody pulled out a challenge coin, and whoever had one from the highest rank drank for free, basically. So like you could get a chief, a senior chief, a master chief coin. You can get one from the commander of a unit. You can get one from, I've got one from the commander of the Pacific Fleet, and there's only two above that. There's the Secretary of the Navy and then the President of the United States. And they both have one also. I would love in life to get one from the Secretary of the Navy, and I could give a shit about Trump's. But anyway, sorry about the language. So I've got a really high-ranking one. Basically, I drank for free all the time. When we were in Diego Garcia building the Chiefs and Officer Lounge, the commander of the Pacific Fleet showed up and wanted to shake my hand and get a tour of the job site, and I gave him the tour. I knew he was a high-ranking official, but I didn't know who he was until he shook my hand, and when he shook my hand, his coin was in it. I got that coin back at home. And then I got one from his Master Chief, because every command has the CO, the XO, which is the commanding officer, the executive officer, and then the command Master Chief. So I got one from the commander of the Pacific Fleet and the command Master Chief of the Pacific Fleet on the same day. And they're among military. Those are sometimes they're held in just as high a regard as the medals and the ribbons that they carried as far as their challenge coin collection. Some people have huge challenge coin collections. I don't. I have about 8. But it's awesome that people are giving them to me as I go, because they'll definitely go in my shadow box when I get home. Oh, no problem. Yeah, my wife binged me while I was talking to you guys and said, hey, explain the challenge coins. And then these rocks are rocks given to me to carry. When I went down to Florida to help out down there, some prior military women came down, or a woman and her spouse came down to help me out, to help clean up the guy's yard and help with the house. And she gave me these to carry, so they're in the trinket box. Basically, the trunk has become the trinket box. And that's pretty much everything that I have on me. Things change. They go back and forth. Some days I have a lot more stuff. Like I carry a lot of water when I know that I'm going to be far in between stores or water spigots. I had no idea how far I was going to be for water today, so I got 3 gallons. When I hit the desert, I'm going to do a major gear dump. I'm going to dump a bunch of my stuff and just load this thing down. An Ozarka bottle will fit perfectly down inside my bucket, so it won't take up any more physical space. And I'll be able to slide an Ozarka bottle down inside that bucket and have 5 gallons of water on me, plus 2 gallons up here at the top that sit on my dashboard. This is basically my dashboard. Then my phone mounts here. This is my GPS that you guys can watch from 22joe.com. This is Molly's squeak toy. It's our little mascot. And that's about everything. There's a basket down at the bottom that right now doesn't have anything. I've told y'all that I've been listening to a bunch of Edgar Rice Burroughs books, like the John Carter of Mars, the Warlords of Mars, which I'm about halfway through today, the Princess of Mars. I listened to. I'm into the 3rd book now, which is the Warlords of Mars. The Gods of Mars was pretty good. I like that one. But I use this speaker. It's a Bluetooth speaker, so I can hear it because the traffic is so loud. And I'm trying to figure out how to get phone calls to go through that, but I think because it doesn't have a microphone, it won't Bluetooth to it while I'm on a phone call. So I'm going to try to find at the next big Walmart or other big box store I come across something that I can use for phone calls, because when traffic's whizzing by me, I can't hear it, and I got to go like this to listen to anything that anybody says to me. Can I get a reflective umbrella? I very much want to get a reflective umbrella. The problem is the handle of my current umbrella. I know I can replace that umbrella at any Home Depot because it's a Home Depot umbrella. They're only $5 there, and they only come in black. My plan is, before I get to the desert, is to buy a can of silver spray paint and just spray paint the whole top of that thing silver, or white, like a bright white. And I think that will kind of do the same thing for me. Let me go back and see what y'all have been saying. Diego Garcia, my husband, has been there. Yeah, that's a cool coincidence, Tara. Tara and I went to school together. I think, if that's the same Tara Dudestad. Diego Garcia is really nice. It's the rim of a volcano, of an ancient volcano sticking up out of the water. And on 90% of the island, you can stand on one beach and throw a rock over the island and hit the water on the other. And that's not an exaggeration. It's 90% of the island. It's only about as wide as a highway. On both ends, yeah, I thought so. I thought that was you, Tara. And at both ends, there's a small town at one end, and it's not really a town. They just call it downtown. It's where the barracks, the chow hall, and all of the command center buildings are. And at the other end is an abandoned coconut farm or plantation, or whatever you would call a place where people grow a lot of coconuts. And originally, World War II, they pushed all the natives out of the island, which is a sad thing. And down at that end of the island, there's ruins. So there's an old church, like a 100-year-old church, with the roof missing, and it's got banyan trees growing off the walls. If you don't know what that is, look them up. They're pretty cool trees. They're my favorite tree. Then there's dwellings out there where people lived in that were all rock and had wooden roofs, and all the wooden roofs are all gone, so they're just square buildings with trees growing out of them. It's a really cool place. They got giant, like, coconut crabs, like that size. They call them coconut crabs because they don't have a hard shell, so they eat out the inside of a coconut, and they use them like a shell, like a giant hermit crab. But they get huge. Diego Garcia was probably my favorite deployment. It's like being deployed to Hawaii, like the prettiest part of Hawaii. It was awesome. There are tide pools and all kinds of stuff. It was a nice way to end out my military career, for sure. Then I've shown this a couple times. It's my flashlight / stun gun. Molly doesn't like that too much, but that's some of my self-defense. I got a baseball bat, which isn't even a baseball bat. It's called a quick stick. It's for just practicing your swings, but it's super light, and it's for testing my tires, if anybody ever asks, because it's apparently illegal to walk down the side of the road with a baseball bat. It's also illegal to walk down the side of the road in North Carolina with a non-folding pocket knife, but the blade is not longer than the palm of my hand. So when I looked up the law, that it said as long as the blade does not exceed 6 inches or something like that, and my hand is definitely not 6 inches across. So I think this just looks big in the videos. The whole knife is just barely longer than my hand is. So I think this is fine. I got it because my other pocket knife is real dull, but check out the patterns in the blade. I think that's called a Dumassi or Degrassi pattern. If any of y'all know, 3 inches in Indiana, Albert says. Well, I still don't think that's more than 3 inches. It's not that big. I don't care either. I'm going to carry it. I haven't ran into a single cop that's given me any hassle. I even showed him my stun gun to a state trooper here in Indiana, and they're just like, "Oh, okay, great. As long as you got protection." They don't care. It's one of those laws that if they want to put you into the back of the patrol car, they can use that to put you in the back of the patrol car. But it's also something discretionary. They know I'm not carrying this around to shank somebody. So, you know, whatever. I have knives, bear spray, and all sorts of weapons. Better be in jail than dead. Exactly. Are you walking, Eli? Or are you just, is that just your personal everyday carry? Hold on, let me detach Molly here. She doesn't need to be so tight. There we go. No, I was just letting you go. You can lay back down. Good girl. So yeah, I don't care about the weapon laws. I don't have a pistol on me. I'm not carrying my shotgun. I got knives that I use for camping. And exactly, better be in jail than dead, and that's exactly how I feel. However, my original purposes for carrying the baseball bat have seemed to be unfounded. I haven't run across any assholes yet. Excuse my language again. Sorry, sailor. I haven't come across anybody that wanted to do me harm yet. And I think Molly is the biggest deterrent when it comes to that. I've walked through some really, really shady neighborhoods, and nobody even gave me a second look. I may go through some more, and if I do, I'm going to have my baseball bat. Yeah, I'm in Indiana right now. Won't be for very many more days. I'm not sure how many exactly, but I'm headed up the mountains now. On the backside of the mountains is Tennessee. I'm going to walk from here to Collinwood, Tennessee, to meet my mom. She's going to meet me there and walk 200 miles of the Natchez Trace Trail with me south towards northern Mississippi, where my sister lives. And then I didn't mean Indiana. I'm sorry. Yeah, North Carolina. I'm not in Indiana. I'm in North Carolina. So scratch all of the times I said Indiana. My bad. And I'm going to walk from there down to Mississippi, where my sister lives, and hang out for a week or so. Maybe my wife will be coming back through there by then. And then from there, up through Arkansas. I'm going to cut the corner of Oklahoma. May go into Kansas. If I do, it's just going to be to walk the Oklahoma-Kansas state line road, which is it's broken. I checked it out again. Originally I thought it was a 300-mile stretch, but it's a broken road. So at points I'll be south of the state line, and points I'll be way north of it. But the majority of it runs right on the state line. So for that entire time, I can say I'm in two states at once. It does look like my current path is going to dip me down into Georgia for about 20 miles or so, which is cool because that's just another state I can add to the list. I wasn't avoiding Georgia. I just didn't think that I was going to hit it, but it looks like I'm going to now. And this is probably going to serve as my end of the day video too, so if I don't come back on at 7, I'm sorry. I might still. It just depends. Kind of summing up everything now. Yeah, not in Indiana. Sorry. Yeah, definitely going to do some live videos whenever my mom and my wife and my kids are around me. That'll be so cool. When Cody and the boys come up to see me, we may or may not walk. If we do walk, I'm going to try to find a campground that we can station ourselves at for as long as they want to stay. I only walked 8 miles today. Because if they want to stay a week or two, we're going to find a cheap campground. She's got some tents, and we can camp at the campground. And then I can do some walking, and she can come and get me and bring me back, and you know, that way I'll have a place to stay every night, and they can hang out with me as much as they want. The boys want to do some walking with me, but when I do walk, I'm going to have Cody as close as can be, because I know as much as they like to walk with me, every time they've gone for long walks with me, they've wanted to quit. You know, 10, 13, that's how it is. They're great kids, though. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, get Molly hooked up to her lead, and fix myself a little dinner. see how these showers over here look and see if there's any way to do any laundry, even if it's sink laundry, bucket laundry. So I love you guys. Thank you all for supporting me and watching me and putting up with my annoying face and my heavy breathing when I'm walking up hills. This whole trip has been awesome. It's getting better and better and better every day. Every day is better. But thanks again. Remember, this is all about the veterans. So if you know any vaguely, if you think that you might be able to get in contact with a veteran that you used to know, if you used to serve with somebody and you haven't seen them in years, get a hold of them. Be their battle buddy. Check them out. Make sure they're okay. Tell jokes. Don't talk about the war. Make sure they're all right. Make them smile. Another dog. So that's about it for today. Hope my castle friend neighbors hook me up with some good chow. That'd be nice. I'm not counting on it. I got food. It's good enough. So, love you, Brooke. Love you, Cody. Love everybody. I'll talk to you, anybody who, I'll talk to you later, Cody and Mom. You guys have a great night. If I do come back at 7, that's awesome. I don't know what I'll talk about. But yeah, deuces.